Back in routine, starting off at Target. And it's great to be back to our usual schedule, Mr. Fox. No running around out of state this weekend. Gonna start off finishing up our shopping, seeing what's new at, I guess, our home Target. Halloween in a couple of days. It's the last weekend in October. And then it's off to Christmas. Kind of transitioning right to Mr. Grinch. And will anybody for $5.49 purchase the last pumpkin left, number 4735? And new in their fall geek out is they do have that new Spider-Man. Does come with that comic book, Crisis on Campus. Also, I've seen a Spawn in a store for a long time. Pretty fitting, you know, McFarlane taking on his #1 character. And yeah, it looks like, well, Lion-O has been picked up. Somebody paid the $35.49. Yeah, Christmas just right around the corner. Yeah, they're not wasting any time here. 50% off already on Halloween, and I mean, it's already setting up. Look at this. Welcome to this week's Walk and Talk. As a recording of this Sunday, October 27th, 2024. There's some sales from Arcade1up. Some a little bit better than others. We'll touch on that. Also, a pre-order that's back or coming soon, and a My Arcade at Amazon that even I'm kind of considering. We'll stop over. I got my coffee. We'll stop over at Best Buy. It's Packer Sunday. This might be the last nice weekend, dare I say, of 2024. Now, there hasn't been a lot of activity at the home Best Buy in the last couple of weeks. Other Best Buys carrying a lot of deluxe cabinets along with the display kiosk, and everything on there is what they have in store. Seems like this Best Buy is playing a little bit of catch up. We'll jump in here and we'll see what's changed, if anything. Now, I did speculate that right here would be the Arcade1up kind of area, right across from Shaq. Shaq, we got something to talk about a little bit. Here was the old display, the kiosk, the Mortal Kombat 2 once, a Pac-Man, and then over here, well, they do have an NFL Blitz, so I guess this is gonna be kind of the Arcade1up spot, right in front of the Greenworks. Very interesting the way that they kind of decided to just leave it right here. It's kind of a tight area, but they do have the 2 displays that we've seen. Nothing really over here. I suppose it could get branched out. I mean, they do have kind of a gaming area over here off to the side, but yeah, nothing like it looks like it's gonna be Arcade1up at the home Best Buy. This is gonna be maybe a different take than what we're seeing. Maybe we don't see the kiosk here, the new ticket system, because I just don't see where they put it. Kind of dedicated areas over here with the consoles, along with that shelf on the outside. So I guess it depends what could happen over on that area, but for right now, this is Arcade1up at the home Best Buy. And there's something seriously going on with this PCB. Every time we come here, it just has that powering off. It's not all doom and gloom at Best Buy. There were some reports on pre-orders being canceled. James hates everything. I know he pre-ordered the claw machine, got a notification that they had to cancel it. Well, it's showing back up at Best Buy. I did see it somewhere else, but you do have the coming soon. And for everyone worried that it could go up to $5.99, it's $4.99. Looks like the release date is 11/5, so maybe it's 11/5. You can make the pre-order, or in fact they'll be just available, ready for shipping, or kind of a store pickup. Now, something that is kind of doom and gloom is Fast and Furious is sold out at Best Buy. Now, this isn't something that I noticed on the new kiosk. You know, when we're looking at all the deluxe, there's a handful of deluxe that Best Buy is still not technically carrying in store. Fast and Furious was one of them. So if you're looking for Fast and Furious to come down in price, Might be kind of stuck on that $5.99 at other retailers. Looks like Best Buy has sold out. Now, X-Men has been sold out at Best Buy for a couple of weeks now, but at AliExpress, it is sitting at $399.27 plus free shipping. It might seem too good to be true. People have ordered. I do have confirmation that orders have been processed with AliExpress, and in fact, they have gotten their units with the free shipping, with the discounted deal. Not everything on AliExpress is discounted, but X-Men is. But I think the best deal for right now, and there's not too many of these left, is Time Crisis for $470.36. And we said this is a $500 cabinet. This is below $500. Shipping is free. I attempted to check out, and yeah, this is the total price. Almost sold out. Unbelievable. $470.36. So I think the best deal going on right now is going to AliExpress, getting Time Crisis, or if you're still on the fence for X-Men, $399. Like, that's as low as it's ever been. You get the free shipping, and you're not going to pay that $5.99 at other stores that still have them in stock. Time's kind of running out of Time Crisis time on some of these cabinets, and that's why I wanted to talk to Shaq. Is I'm kind of sitting on some points on Amazon right now, not sure if I want to use them for the Switch or Shaq Jam. And I kind of had this idea, Shaq, that maybe I order Shaq Jam from Amazon in December, you know, kind of build up a little bit more points, basically getting it for the $400-500 range from the original $699. But Amazon only has a few left, and I'm afraid, just with like Killer Instinct, other cabinets that just automatically just sell out. Might happen with Shaq. It's like, what do you do? So my plan could backfire if I'm thinking Amazon. 3 Shaq Jams left at $699. I think people who have been kind of sitting, waiting, debating to buy XLs are just deciding, hey, you know what, we'll pick these up now before they're gone. And I don't know how long 3 are gonna, you know, stick around at Amazon. It kind of defeats the purpose of me saving up the points for something if it's gonna sell out. It's a huge deal here a few days ago where a gentleman sent me a message and said, Shaq Jam is $349 at Best Buy. It's an open box. It came up in excellent condition, and it's just, I have spent so much money. I picked up the ALP, I got Golden Tee, Midway, and I got KI Pro. It's just, there has to be a little bit of a break. Just, yeah, but $349, it has never been that low before, ever. Now, I didn't think it was gonna stick around. I said I'll keep my eye on it. This was probably Thursday or Friday. Today's Sunday. Completely sold out. So, people are starting to kind of decide if they're gonna get with the XLs. You know, something like NFL Blitz here. You gotta wonder how many more NFL Blitz stick around. So the same thing with Shaq Jam. The fact that we can still find an NBA Jam OG. Eventually, though, they will be gone. And maybe stuff like Shaq aren't in the works for me, but there's always Marketplace, there's always other options. But, you know, to get a brand new cab, I kind of had this thing about open boxes from Best Buy. I bought the NBA Jam OG open box, and I was never satisfied with it. So, I'm not, like, upset that I missed out on the $349. I'm glad somebody else took advantage of that, but, you know, getting this with the stool, never completely happy with it. If I want Shaq Jam, I mean, I would rather just get this, get the box, do an unboxing, put it together, do a review on it, and just go from there. You know, whatever mods I do to it, I'd rather have that than something like this that, you know, like, what is going on with this PCB? You know, that's the thing about getting the open boxes. You just don't know what it's been through, how long these have been just running. I had to hold that down for about, it was more than 5 seconds this time. It just seems like it's getting worse. So, actually, see if the it still works. You know, all this time, never. You can see all the fingerprints. Never tested out the light up deck protector. Now, usually these are clickbaits, and I see them on Instagram when Wayfair has up to 70% off, you know, their Black Friday preview. And it led me to their site, and it was legit, the Black Friday preview up to 70% off. Nothing really notable, but I did screenshot X-Men at $5.99 that they still have it. And even though that's not a, I mean, yeah, if they want to use the original $7.49, I don't know what prices will be Black Friday. They're giving us a preview. The fact that we're seeing Christmas decorations already up before Halloween, we're gonna see Black Friday prices long before Thanksgiving. And you know, stuff like Golden Axe, stuff like X-Men, even Shaq Jam at basically the full price. Because once it's gone, it's erased. And it's not that we're getting the best deal, we're just getting cabinets that we've been kind of tossing and turning about for a long time. And it's kind of the 11th hour. I would say between now and January, a lot of these cabinets will probably sell out. Another notable sale is on Temu, Street Fighter 2 Deluxe down to $428.98, and I think there's only one left on here. Maybe I was wrong about Time Crisis. This is the one that there was only one left. So if you're on the fence for this marquee, is I don't really know what's going on here with this marquee. It doesn't really look like the marquee from Street Fighter 2, but this is in fact the Deluxe, and it's the cheapest, and there's only one left. So if you're on the fence for it, check out Temu. It's interesting that I don't think they're gonna have the kiosk here. I don't think they'll have the new Deluxe system. I mean, maybe I'm speaking a little bit early, but it's kind of filling in over here, and I'm wondering if this location and the Mayfair location aren't gonna have that, but smaller Best Buys are having that. So I guess we'll have to see what happens kind of on the floor on what Arcade1up Deluxe we see, we don't see at Best Buy. But what we are seeing is the MetaQuest Batman showing up just about everywhere, every Best Buy, every Target, and this is probably the most popular game right now. They do have this Venom showing up, so a lot of Best Buys with the McFarlane are carrying the brand new Venom, which I think is the best one yet. And stopping off at a different Target than we were at this morning, and a different one that had the Arcade1up kind of the display. Actually, look at this, 2 Class of 81 Deluxe just sitting on the shelf. So when we saw this at the Target a couple of days ago with the $4.99, they're obviously going to put these right on the shelf. Imagine just seeing somebody wheeling out of here at Target with an Arcade1up. Not sure if, you know, we're going to see. We have another one right here. Took it right off the shelf. So this one, Infinity Game Board. So that's coming to Target. What's on the end here? Infinity Game Board. So Infinity Game Boards, Class of 81 right here. Nothing on this side. Very interesting. Could we see more? Could we see NBA Jam? Pac-Man? It's interesting they went with Class of 81, and now, as I'm holding this, I better put it back, the Infinity Game Board. How'd I do? Maybe here they'd have the display, but no, in fact they have the full size, I mean the box is right here on hand, and just a matter of time before we start seeing the Infinity Game Boards here. Also, something to keep your eye on. So if you're seeing the black Voltron line here, over here across from their collector spot, you wonder if everything is going to start getting clearanced. Possibly. They usually have, okay, the low price. So the fact that it's kind of in this vicinity, you might come across, I believe these were $29.99. I think Voltron was either 34 or 30 for the black line, and then the other ones were $19.99. But because they've been kind of sitting for a while, and the fact that Target has new toys coming, we could see a lot of discounts as they're clearing out space, because yeah, they got to make room for deluxe cabinets at Target. I'm gonna regret this someday by not picking up Lionel, but he is also under the collector spot. So if you don't see him by the fall geek out, he could be kind of stuffed over here. There's so much stuff, and it's hard to choose. You know, you get this, you get that. I can't pick up everything. I've kind of learned my lesson of just getting something because it's there, but something like Lion-O, I gotta pass. Also, for the same price of Class of 81 at Target, Amazon selling Ms. Pac-Man Vault Edition for $4.99. Here is the games list. You know, if I wasn't in like my XL mode right now, probably pick this up for $4.99. I don't have like a dedicated Ms. Pac-Man. Heck, I don't even have Class of 81, but I have Galaga, Pac-Man. I've always kind of been on the fence for this cabinet. I don't think it's ever been lower than $4.99. Not bad at all. Since the intro, I don't know, about 35 minutes ago, there were 20 of the My Arcade pole positions at Amazon. Now there's 18 left. So I thought these would be in stores, like being at Target, Kohl's, GameStop, perfect places, even Best Buy to find these. I think it's priced okay at $54.14. Kind of a cool little mini arcade here with the steering wheel. I mean, we saw renders of this, but you know, the fact that we're finding this, okay, there's full-size cabinets at Target. Why? We don't talk a lot of My Arcade, but this should be really, you know, something we see in stores. I think a lot of people would take advantage of this because, I mean, if Amazon's the only place, you know, once that sells out, then, you know, then what happens? This would be cool though. You know, there's a spot for this. I mean, say what you want about My Arcade. I really like this factor. When we saw this, you know, a number of months ago, I thought, you know, it could lead to other things. It could lead to, you know, countercades with like 10-inch, 12-inch screens. I mean, who knows, maybe 8-inch screen. But yeah, I really expected to see these showing up in stores. But if you're interested, Amazon, $54.14, and as of right now, 18 left. Also, just noticed this on Class of 81. Electronics, October 20th. So this is when maybe they shipped them over. Maybe that whole container filled with Class of 81 was all meant for, you know, extra. Class of 81s they made, that they weren't just sitting around the warehouses. Their, you know, plan was take 2, 3, 4 of them to every Target, put them on display, put them on the shelf. Who knows? The fact that they're still able to make the Namco license, like we may not see stuff like from Capcom, maybe Konami, but we're seeing Namco, and there's no way that they just decided we're gonna move in cabinets that have been sitting in the warehouse, sitting in the distribution center for this entire time. They ordered a special container, and it looks like it was primarily set for Target with the display. It will be interesting to see how this develops. If we do see displays at Target along with the Infinity game boards going forward, like it's the same thing we saw at the kiosk. Like, this is what Arcade1up is going to start selling, and you know, stuff like Fast and Furious wasn't on there. So when that sells out, it's probably gone. Just like we saw at Best Buy. I don't know if they're going to make any more Fast and Furious. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, and you know, the thing is, if Arcade1up's not going to make it, somebody else will, and that's kind of what we're all just kind of waiting for, to see what develops with other rumors we've heard. But the fact of the matter is, they're still producing Namco, they're still producing Infinity game boards, and that's what we're going to be seeing going into 2025. And yeah, I'd just like to see My Arcades at stores. I think pole position would have been perfect here. Or Kohl's, especially this time of year. Maybe I'm a little early for saying that, but you know, getting ready for Christmas, we should start seeing a lot of. We see those Arcade1up countercades at Kohl's. We should see My Arcades. That would be a good seller, especially at $54. I don't know, maybe it should be $29.99. And a little update for the Packers. They're up 7-0 over Jacksonville Jaguars in the second quarter. I guess I could have just waited a couple of days before getting that gentleman to check. That wasn't at this Target, but remember, he went to the back, actually wheeled out a Class of 81, and he's like, "You ready to check out?" Like, oh my gosh, first of all, I wasn't gonna buy anything, but I thought it was a countercade. I thought it was like a partycade. Had no idea. Now we're seeing them right on the shelf. It's crazy, you know, in a week span, what developed. We saw it showing up online. First of all, Chaotic posts a picture of the display. We see it online. It's in a store. Then we see the potential area where they're gonna start setting these up, and now boxes right in the aisle. I think this Black Friday is gonna be a lot different from years past. We might not see exactly the clearance prices we were hoping for. Kinda wanna end with AtGames. Fact of the matter is, if I wouldn't have picked up Star Trek, if there wasn't some nostalgic reason that, you know, it had to be the skin for Star Trek, I would have went with Kohl's. I would have went with Adam's Family. Get the Kohl's cash, get the rewards, because it's all about the pinball packs. It doesn't matter what skin you have. You're not gonna see any of this. The topper is so high up, like you can't really tell in this picture. It's 80 inches high. I mean, it's crazy how big this really is. And you really don't notice it till you're standing in front of it. It's not gonna matter. You're gonna be so focused on the pinball packs, and you know, we don't know if shipping's gonna go up. We have no idea if the sales are gonna be any better, any worse than they just were for the Chicago Pinball Expo. But for the value, getting everything except the kit, I would have went through Kohl's if I wouldn't have got Star Trek. Kohl's, great option for picking up an ALP, my opinion. So if you're kind of on the fence and you can live without the kit for right now, you can always install that. I think the best incentive is right here. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. And we're about to download our first pinball pack, which is Garfield. Went into Digital Locker, put in a code, and now the app Store X to install, and it was that quick. We'll get some gameplay in this week, check out some new pinball packs. The first download I did was Garfield, and looks pretty cool, plays good. Never would have thought I had Garfield on a Star Trek pinball machine before. I mean, how cool is that? And I guess it's just the beginning.